Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato. This is Democracy 3, and we have got some brand new DLC just released to play around with. It is indeed the brand new Electioneering DLC, and it adds election manifestos, fundraising from donors, pre-election speeches, spin events, and media perceptions of your candidate, plus a new election results screen. Very, 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 very cool indeed. I haven't played around with it too much. I've gone into a game, I tested it out, so I know what to expect a little bit, but I don't know what anything does. I got this code for free from the developer so that I could record some early content for you guys. And you know what? I think we're gonna be pretty darn topical. We are gonna be playing as Brexit Britain. That is indeed correct. A United Kingdom that has just exited the European Union. We are gonna call ourselves the Brexiters, I think. That's a good name. And the opposition party can be the Remainers, I guess. So, there we go. Nice and topical. I always like it when that happens, you know. Always a little bit of a nice video game real-world crossover. But anyway, let's jump into it and let's see what the new Electioneering DLC has got to offer. Democracy 3, by the way, one of my all-time favorite games. Super excited that I've got a code so that I can actually play some more Democracy 3 stuff. And in case you were wondering, the developer actually announced this Electioneering DLC on an interview that I did with him before he announced it. And it was really cool because I knew that this was coming. You guys, if you'd watched the interview, knew that this was coming. And then when he actually properly announced it, big media organization picked it up, and I was like, oh, yeah, I already knew that this was coming. So, super exciting that it's arrived. And let's have a look at some of the new features. So, if we go up here to the Rosette screen, you can see that it's been completely overhauled. It used to only tell you, I think it was your vote percentage. So it used to basically only give you this information, but now, as you can see, we've got a whole bunch of other tabs. So we've got manifesto. Manifesto pledges are optional but can boost support from voter groups. Pledges last until the end of the next term and will cause unpopularity if broken. So that sort of gives you, I guess, a mandate to stick to. There are currently no manifesto pledges in effect. Pledges can be made before each election. Cool, I like it. Speeches, campaign speeches are only available in the 3 turns leading up to an election. Concentrate on running the country until then. Indeed, we will try. Fundraising. No idea what this does at all, but this shows us the top party donors. It shows them their sympathies, name, their generosity, and their happiness. Very cool. And I suppose that the more campaign funds, the more we can do with stuff. I don't really know how the campaign funds affect your country. And then we've also got perceptions, and we can do some media stunts to make people like us a little bit more. Very cool indeed. And clearly, strong leader, compassionate. Awesome. I'm gonna pump the music up just a little bit. There we go. Why not? So yeah, now we've sort of got this dual interest. We've got to sort the country out, but we also have to remain popular enough to appeal to our donors. We need to do speeches. We need to think about our manifesto. We need to think about what our long-term plan is going to be. So I really think that this is going to add another level of complexity. First things first. Every democracy game, you just got to take a big fat note of what the heck is going on with your finances. If we have a look here, you can see that our expenditure is much higher than it should be, which is quite nice. Now, we need to bear in mind who's actually voting for us, and can we change that? So we've got a lot of socialists. Okay, so that's annoying because socialists like us spending money on them, but that's not too much of a problem. Let's go and have a look at expenditure and see what we can actually reduce. I would quite like to reduce state pensions a little bit. Unfortunately, we don't have the political capital to do that. I think we're probably just going to hold on, actually. We'll get 25 political capital next turn, and with that we can actually get rid of a large amount of our deficit. Unless we want to look into cutting expenditure for the military or something, that might be an option. And believe you me, we could also, at the other end of the spectrum, we could raise income tax if we wanted to, but again, we need more political capital, and we just don't have that political capital at the moment. So, what I'm thinking is I'm thinking that we're going to cut pensions. We'll cut pensions back to a little bit of a more reasonable level. State pensions, let's say we're going to take state pensions down to the 20 billion mark, okay? So, that'll knock about 27 billion off our debt. Not very much, but a significant amount anyway. And the rest we can make up through various tax increases. Income tax, petrol tax, alcohol tax, the likes. The likes. We've also got a couple of red bubbles. And when I say a couple, I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 bubbles. I know for a fact alcohol abuse is costing us 9.5 billion. So that probably needs to be a priority, actually. In fact, it's probably enough of a priority to just up the alcohol tax right now. That is actually gonna lower our deficit as well, because we'll be increasing the tax from 6 to 22 billion. Yeah, I'm actually gonna do that. I think that that's a really strong move. Alcohol consumption should go down after that. We do also perhaps want to alter the alcohol consumption law, but is it worth it? Is it worth it? I don't think we're going to alter this. I don't think we're going to alter the alcohol law. Just because I think the tax, the increase in the tax, as in the massive increase in the tax, will be more than enough to sort things out on its own. But yeah, we need to save up and make sure that we've got enough political capital to cut pensions and raise income tax. GDP going up, that's exactly what we like to see. Poverty going up, that's to be expected. It's not exactly what we like to see, but it's to be expected considering we raised the alcohol tax. Stop and search. There are demands from the police for the power to stop and search people on the street if they believe an individual may be guilty of a crime. Currently, our police cannot search for someone without formally arresting them. We'll look into that, but I think this is a case of liberals versus conservatives, I think. Anyway, our deficit has gone down. That's quite nice. Expenditure looks round about the same, which is A-okay. But the important one, alcohol abuse, should start to fall. Fingers crossed. As soon as the alcohol tax actually kicks in, which will be in a couple of turns. Okay, good. Anything else that actually costs us money? Street gangs, that costs us money. That's a little bit annoying. Community policing, we can probably put up to max. It basically costs us nothing extra. Ghettos, this is a problem. Vigilante mobs, another major problem. And the asthma epidemic, not much we can really do about it, so I'm not going to worry too much. Technology backwater, maybe we want to increase science funding, but I don't think we're really in a position to do that right now. That's going to be a 10 billion or so increase in expenditure. Homelessness is costing us a little bit of money, not too much, and our uncompetitive economy is also hurting us a little bit. Well, let's do what we said we were going to do. It's not exactly going to be popular, but we've got to do it. We're going to take this down to around about 20 billion. There we go. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Yeah, I don't think this is going to affect anything too much. Poverty is going to go through the roof, and that's not exactly something that we want to see, but it's something that's probably going to happen. I hope that it's not going to happen, but hey-ho. That should knock about half of our remaining deficit off, which is really, really nice, and we can look to raise the remainder in... not capital gains tax. We really don't want to be upping capital gains tax. Capital gains tax and corporation tax, two taxes that I really don't like fiddling with. They're really not my favorite things in the world to fiddle with, so we're just going to leave it there. Income tax, we obviously do want to change, but we're going to need a little bit more political capital to play around with before we can do that. So that's quite nice. We're not very popular at all, so I guess if we're going to be getting 26 political capital next turn, In fact, let's just go to the next turn. Stop and search. Let's introduce the powers. It's going to upset some people, but hey-ho. Let's use some electioneering policies right now. GDP down, not too good. Crime, however, is going down a little bit. That's good to see. And unemployment taking a sharp downward turn. Awesome. Ban same-sex marriage. We'll allow marriages. Not really that bothered about any of the repercussions from that. Anyway, let's go and actually look to see if we can increase the number of members of Brexiters. So, trustworthy. We don't have any manifesto promises to rely on, I guess. Policies to help the needy, the poor, and the vulnerable will boost this perception, and vice versa. So we're seen as somewhat compassionate. That's quite nice. We're not seen as a strong leader. We're not seen as a strong leader because of organized crime and street gangs. And military spending is also going to make us look less strong. That's not great. That's not great at all. Fundraising of the opponent's party is seemingly doing a lot better than me. Apparently I've got nothing, but it's showing that I've got a little bit of an uptake. Speeches, don't want to do anything there. I guess maybe we spend a little bit of political capital. Should we try? Let's go for something that's got a high success chance. We've got 40 political capital to muck around with. Televised cabinet meeting. Nobody likes the idea of decisions being made behind doors. So to show what your government has nothing to hide. So to show that your government has nothing to hide, invite TV cameras in to film your decision-making process as it happens live. What could possibly go wrong? 81% success chance. And people hate us. Alright, that hurt a lot. Let's burn another... Hey, look, I released my tax returns. Suddenly, we're sitting pretty. Right? Right? Please tell me that we're sitting pretty. We can have a look at the demographics if we wanted to. Environmentalists quite like us, so that's quite nice. State employees also like us. We need to make sure that we hold on to these two key groups here. State employees and environmentalists. Retired people don't like us. That's okay. What are the focus groups saying? You don't like me. You give me very little approval. Alright. Not very many people like me. I'm not gonna lie. Any unpopular policies that we can get rid of? I mean, sales tax is one of those policies that is so fucking abysmal that it makes me cry all the time. But I'm just gonna live with it. Let's do the dreaded deed. The deed that nobody wants to do as a prime minister. But we're gonna put income tax up to about 205 billion. It's not a significant change, but it is bad. We don't really want to be doing it. This is not something that I'm particularly happy about doing, but alas, it is something that the country needs to do, because otherwise, shit's gonna hit the fan. Superhero, crime and violent crime, both down. Lovely. Poverty down, apparently. Surprising. There's a general strike. Oh, shit. This is not good. This is not good. Credit rating upgraded as well. That's good. That's going to help our GDP out. Or it should help our GDP out. Wow. A 44% reduction in GDP. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's insane. The polls do not look good. No, you're right. The polls fucking well do not look good. The polls do not look good. Nobody likes us. Apart from the environmentalists and the state employees. Everybody else seems to have middling opinions of us. Yeah. I think we need to sort out crime. I think crime needs to be a priority, really. Yeah. Well, alcohol abuse, thank God, is actually coming down now. And we're going to save so much money from that. We've got a little bit of a surplus right now, so we can start paying off our debt. Really, really good. Really very, very important. Organized crime. We need to start kicking organized crime's butt. And therefore, I am announcing today that there is going to be 4 billion extra pounds that are going to be dedicated to the frontliners against crime, the police force. This is also going to seek to reduce unemployment, which is nice, and it will also reduce alcohol abuse, a problem that this country seems to have a reoccurring issue with. Intelligence services, I think that we are going to increase intelligence services a bit as well. Liberals are not going to be happy with us, but that's okay. Street gangs are a little bit of a problem. And poverty is one of the things that leads into street gangs. Poverty, unemployment, and homelessness. 3 things that I pledge in my term as Prime Minister that I will fix. First things first, state housing. Oh, fuck me, this is an expensive policy. Well, at least we've got money now. At least we've got money. Let's do this. Let's do it. It's not going to go down well, but we'll do it. Whatever. There we go. We did it. We signed it. Easy peasy. That should address the homelessness problem. Poverty is unfortunately affected by the alcohol tax and sales tax. 2 things that, well, the sales tax is fucking bollocks. I really just hate it as a policy. And the alcohol tax, I think the alcohol tax really overblows it. I really do. Like, you're telling me that more people are in poverty due to this alcohol tax than we're taking out of poverty with state housing? Like, that is a little bit of a stretch, I think. That is a little bit of a stretch. So, yeah. A little bit of a stretch there, but hey-ho. Unemployment benefit, we could change that around a little bit if we wanted to, but we don't really want to. Alright, let's try and get popular again. Alright? Not through that. Not through that way. Let's go and have a look and see what we can actually do. Can't do any other media events for trustworthy. Fundraising, no, things are not going so well. Things are not going so well. So maybe it would be worth it to get the farmers on board so that we could get a little bit more money. That might be an idea. Is there anything that we can do? No, we don't have any political capital to muck around with. Visit an orphanage. There we go. Compassionate. I am compassionate. Guys, I'm compassionate. That's me. It's me being compassionate right there. People are going to love me. I'm going to be renowned for being the most compassionate guy. Why did unemployment go up? It really shouldn't have gone up. That's somewhat worrisome. Health is also taking a slow upturn. Taking a slow upturn? You know what I mean. It's going to be going up. Fingers crossed. Wow, people really fucking do not like us, do they? Holy shit! They really, really, really do not. Okay. Agriculture subsidies. I feel that this is exactly something that is going to make farmers very, very, very happy. And it's only going to cost us an extra 6 billion. I'm going to do this, and therefore he's going to give me money. Right? 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 He fucking better. That's all I'm saying. I didn't even fucking look at agriculture subsidies. Well, yeah, I am now. Well, it's going to reduce unemployment by 10%, so let's be honest, that's a really good thing. It's going to reduce food price. It's not fantastic, but I guess it's the way of the world. It's going to reduce health a little bit. So, yeah, what I am saying is that I am basically trading my nation's health for a little bit of campaign finance. That is what I'm saying. That's not a lie. That's just politics. So there you go. Alcohol abuse, alcohol consumption should be continuing to go down, but it's just not. It's just not going down as fast as I would like it. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. Should be continuing to go lower, but maybe it won't. Yeah, we don't really want to up alcohol consumption by lowering the age that you can be at when you drink. Anyway, we are running a slight surplus at the moment. The global economy, by the way, is in a is not in a good place right now. It's not in a good place, the global economy. So we need to survive the next couple of turns on potentially very little money. And that's not something that really fills me with a whole amount of happiness. Debt protection law. We are going to allow the agencies to operate. Capitalists, really not a big fan of me. There's a little bit of a presence of bad guys. The Communist Party. What the fuck are the Communist Party doing? Look at this. The Socialists. Socialists. Oh, sympathetic donors. This has been updated. Look at this. Why? People are not unhappy with me. Socialists are not unhappy. I don't know why they're complaining. Who knows? Ladies and gents, thank you very, very much for watching. My name, of course, has been Orbital Potato. This has been Brexit Britain. My name, of course, has been Orbital Potato. This is Democracy 3. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.